My purpose tonight really is just to share a few moments with you concerning my little, who is here on tonight, Jonathan Malone. And I just want to share a few moments with you concerning that. So during the winter of 2007, a representative from the Southwestern Connecticut Big Brothers and Big Sisters organization had come to my local church to give an overview of the program. I listened attentively, and at the end of the presentation, I shared that I would not commit to anything at that time, but I provided my contact details. So a few months later, a few months went by, and apparently the contact details that the gentleman had transferred to our local Nutmeg Big Brothers and Big Sisters program. So on a spring afternoon in 2008, there was a message on our machine to contact Glenn Fields. What was interesting is that the message was actually for my wife, which to this day we don't quite understand how that happened. My wife, who was in the process of obtaining her master's degree, and along with raising 3 boys, that's 2 sons and her husband, she expressed to Mr. Fields that this was something that she could not commit to and that she would reach out to her husband. So Glenn and I reconnected, and during this time there was a strong need for bigs to be mentors to littles whose fathers were incarcerated. I completed the application process, and a few days later, Glenn reached out to me with a potential match. And let me just take a quick step back and say that I was actually very impressed with the application process. The organization does an excellent job in asking the pertinent questions that can help lead to a good match. I completed my big orientation, and Glenn and I had an appointment to meet my new little, Jonathan, and his family. Jonathan was 8 years old at the time and is the second oldest of 4 boys, and actually 2 of them you may see in the slideshow presentation as well. I noticed right away that Jonathan was pretty shy, but his mom quickly let me know that he was not shy around the house with his other brothers. One of our first outings, and what over the years have become our signature spot, is Friendlies. No matter what we're doing, whether it's the library, whether it's going to a function, our signature spot is Friendlies. So when we leave out of here tonight, I don't know, it might come into my ear, can we hear Friendlies? Our first few months together, we spent time just hanging out and getting to know one another. Jonathan slowly began to open up, and soon we began to have dialogue instead of brief exchanges. So, one of the things I would always ask, hey Jonathan, how you doing? Fine. Oh, how was your day today? Good. But as time went on, Jonathan began to open up, and he began to share things. He would actually tell me more than, just good. He would share things about his day. This young man cares about his family. He has 3 other siblings, and we have some conversations concerning his family and the expectations that he has for his family. So we've been matched 4 years now, and I'm beginning to see the maturity in our relationship, so I'm very proud of that. And the Big Brother, Big Sister organization, they've been there every step of the way, with checkpoint calls, and as well as keeping us abreast of the various activities that were available. One of the very first events that we went to actually was a men's UConn game back in December of 2008. Jonathan and I got a chance to see a rookie sensation by the name of Kemba Walker. It was a cold but fun evening. I think both of us almost just got blown literally off of the street that night. It was freezing outside, but we had a great time. Over the years, Jonathan and I actually have become regulars at ESPN, appearing as guest audience members on the Winners Bracket and Sports Nation. And we were able to get a tour of the building as well, getting t-shirts and photos with hosts of the show. Michelle Beadle fell in love with that young man right there. Jonathan and I, we both enjoyed these events, and again, these opportunities were made available through the Nutmeg Brick Brothers Big Sisters staff. In 2011, Jonathan and I were one of 5 winners for the Flying Kids program. This program provided an opportunity for the littles to learn about flying airplanes, getting them familiar with the functions of the flight controls, and understand the importance of checklists. So on our scheduled day, Jonathan and I went to Brainerd Airport to meet our pilot, one of the members of the 43rd Aviation Flying Club. I introduced Jonathan to the pilot, and we immediately began the training. Jonathan was excited as we went into the ground training session. The pilot pulled out the map and showed us the path we would be taking on that day, which basically was a trip to Madison, Connecticut and back. As we went outside and made the trip to the plane, Jonathan was amazed as he had never been this close to a plane before. We took a few pictures with the pilot in front of the plane, and then it was time to take our flight. As soon as the engine turned on, Jonathan's vibrant smile diminished, and out came a look of major concern. Jonathan looks at me and says, "Marvin, is this going to be scary?" I gave him the assurance that everything would be just fine. So we go through the checklist and take off. As soon as we begin the ascend process, my shy little Jonathan firmly states, "Okay, I'm ready to go back now." The pilot says, "Jonathan, we just started. Are you sure?" Jonathan's immediate response, "Yes, we can go back down now." So we circled over Constitution Plaza and made our way back down. Probably one of the quickest flights in history for the pilot. This past summer, Jonathan and I had another positive experience together. One afternoon, I got an email from one of the Nutmeg Big Brother Big Sisters program assistants indicating that there are free tickets available to attend Brownstone Exploration and Discovery Park. I quickly called Jonathan's mom to see if he was available, and we were able to get tickets. We get to the park, and we get our life jackets, and both of us sort of just look at each other as if to say, "This looks real nice, but this is a lot of water to be playing in."